of Beers on Me podcast.
Very first one.
Welcome to the Inaugural.
Number one. We have your hosts here. We have Chris to my left.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
We have Shane to my right.
Hey.
And I am Matt.
Affectionately known as Merlin. We'll tell that story later.
Yeah.
I'll let you ponder it for a little while.
Yeah.
All right, Chris. Got to start us off. You brought the beers. What are we drinking?
All right, so just so everybody knows what we're going to do all the time, one of us will always bring a beer, hence the beer's on me, and today the beer is on me. We're going to introduce to you a beer, and then we're going to go ahead and give you a rating from us, the normal Joe, and kind of the flavor profiles, so any of you normal people out there know exactly what you're drinking and what you're getting yourself into. So today I brought you the Elysian, the Immortal IPA. It is by Elysian. It's in Seattle. It is good. It's a little bit of their stronger, but not quite as much as Space Dust, if you know that IPA at all. It's only 6.3 alcohol by volume, but my guess is it's got a decent amount of IBUs in it. It is pretty hoppy. Yeah, I would say in the 90s is safe.
Also, what's safe to say, this is goddamn delicious.
Goddamn delicious. Let me read the label here for you. Immortal India Pale Ale. Refreshing, hoppy, and well-balanced. Immortal is a Northwest take on a classic English style. Golden copper in color and loaded with New World hop flavor and aroma.
New World House, my favorite.
That's being creative with their verbiage there. But alcohol is 6.3 by volume.
Elysian makes good beers, so I'm sure we will feature them again in the very near future, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, because they don't just do IPAs. But I tell you what, though, they do have some of the better IPAs, especially up here in the Northwest. They come to you from Seattle, Washington, so they're kind of the lead in IPAs there for a while. And this one is not nearly as puckerish as the Space Dust, but definitely one of my favorite breweries for IPAs.
Get that? Just taste an IPA. It's like, wow!
Butthole puckers a little bit.
Honey, can you dig this cushion out of here? It's just way overboard sometimes. Hand on it.
Yeah, I live on like a thunderbolt or
lightning shaft there.
Yeah, lightning.
Maybe it looks like a little kid's hand.
It's like Odin just done reached down and grabbed the power.
Or he's on the bad end of the happy ending.
Oh yeah, right.
Sparky action
Yeah, there
going
you go.
on there. Look at that.
That's what you get after you drink a few of these.
Like,
hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing?
So it's promising a good time.
Would you say the Space Dust is Elysian's most popular beer?
IPA wise, I would say yes. Yeah.
It would have to be their best. It's their best IPA.
Yeah.
Everybody knows.
The IPUs are off the charts. They're at like 110-ish, I think. And it gives you pucker. So there's a ton of dry hop on the backside of that. So it really makes your mouth pucker up.
That's a great beer if at the end of the night you want to end up holding hands with your buddy, skipping down the sidewalk. You know what I mean?
In fact, I do know what you mean.
So, but this is the Immortal IPA. It's a little tamer, but really you get more beer flavor, less than hops flavor. You're actually tasting what's going on there versus something a lot hoppier where your tongue just gets blasted right out of your skull.
Exactly.
That's all you taste. You actually taste some beer at this one. So, yeah, it's a good choice by Elysian, Immortal IPA.
Yeah, here's to you, Elysian.
And a good choice by Chris to start us off with that.
Hey, thanks.
Cheers, boys.
Yeah,
There we go.
There we go.
There it is. All right. Well, we're not just a beer podcast. That's just how we will start. We're a pop culture podcast, so we're just going to talk about random pop culture and even some sporting event stuff, whether it be from today or back in the day, and we hope you all enjoy.
Yeah. First episodes are kind of cool. Pretty excited about the whole thing. I don't know about you guys, but
Yeah.
you know when you get excited about something, anticipation of it all. And I don't know. Reminds me of when I was a kid. You know, you just start off with something, just so excited about it, excited to get into it, excited to dive into it, see what happens. You know what I mean?
I do.
I mean, you ever felt that way when you were a youngster?
Yeah, man. Toys R Us. Every time I heard that, dude, I got excited when I was a kid, man. Like I
You
just
smell
wanted
the rubber and the plastic coming through the door.
exactly. And then, like when you get there and the double doors open, you just run like a little free child.
Yeah.
Remember when you would buy video games there, you have to take that little card up to the counter? Like they didn't have any games out on the floor. So
you had to enter through the little. They had like little flaps or something.
Yeah, the swinging like gates.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like a little layaway. closet.
I'd like, or if your mom actually tore it off and gave it to you, and you're like, yeah, you can get this one. You're like, like you had like your Charlie from the Chocolate Factory, and you found the golden ticket,
Golden
right?
ticket.
Start running up and down the house. I got one. All the other kids are like, "Fuck you, you little mother! Oh, you son of a bitch!
Son of a bitch!"
Yeah, you always knew the kids that were getting the good stuff.
Right.
Over here with the fake GI Joe, arms don't even move, and or maybe it's a little personal. Me flashing back to that one. Sorry.
No, man. I love G.I. Joe.
Little quick change there.
Technical issue over
Little
there.
quick change on the mic. Get that thing out of my way. I don't like that.
All right, I'll zip it back. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that kind of talking about first, it reminds me back in like in high school, I bought this shit little 6-string guitar, this 5 and dime, right?
Like a pawn shop.
Exactly.
Pawn shop.
Yeah. Except they sold candy there,
Right.
You know, so which is weird. To
Oh,
me,
like
but
the B&I.
kind of. Well, that's more of a swap meet, but same kind of thing.
Right.
But yeah, like back in the day, they had these things called 5 and dimes, right? Because of the candy was like a nickel and a dime. Shit was cheap, but they also doubled it. Like pawn shops, right?
Yeah, it was. I mean, this thing was. It was shit. The guitar was shit. The pawn shop was shit. I don't even know. I probably paid maybe $20 for this thing, but I played that son of a bitch till my fingers bled, dude. Me and a couple buddies from school, we had this little, shitty band. We tried hard, but we knew that we weren't going to get very far. You know what I mean?
Every kid has a band.
Oh, dude, it was not good. But, Jimmy quit. Joey got married right out of high school. That really threw a wrench into everything.
That'll ruin things. Because after high school, you all just kind of go your separate ways, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, but that summer seemed to last forever, man. It's like, if I had the choice, I'd always want to be there.
Yeah.
It's one of the best days of my life.
Right.
So this podcast is the realism of your childhood fantasy?
You're just fucking singing the summer of '69 to us, aren't you?
I know. I'm like,
That's
wait
what
a
you're
minute.
fucking doing. You're telling us a story of your childhood, which is just Bryan Adams singing at you in the freaking radio.
Figures he'd pick Bryan Adams.
Son of a bitch. All right.
You're right. You got me. You got me.
All right. Well,
It's a fun story.
okay, fine. But you ruined the moment. But fine. You know what I mean, Chris. When you're starting something new and you're excited about it, right? There's endless possibilities.
Oh, yeah. It's just like Christmas. Like Christmas Eve. Can't go to sleep, all excited. Want to get up and get started.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time since we've tried something new.
Without having to bite down on your pillow first?
Without having to bite down on my pillow first and ask for permission.
Or drink a bunch of Elysian.
No safe words or anything this time. That's cool.
Yeah.
So we're kind of talking about movies earlier.
We were.
And with
We
the
were.
COVID thing, all the movies kind of just went away. Like, that whole industry is just gone, right? I mean, they're streaming, right? Because that's
Yeah.
the fault, right?
I would say the movie theater, like the whole experience, is kind of gone right now.
Right.
But that doesn't necessarily mean the movies are all gone. I think that a lot are on hold. But yeah, you're right. Just depends on who owns them, I think.
Right. But there's all kinds of cool trailers out there that I was getting hyped up for. It was going to be a blockbuster summer, and now it's just like nothing. It's just like, you get to sit home, rewatch, shitty sitcoms that we've seen like 1,000 times before, bouncing off the wall.
Tell you what, though, I didn't realize that like HBO and like Showtime, they play a lot of '80s movies.
Oh yeah.
During the day, because I was working from home for a few weeks there. It was classic after classic all day long.
Oh yeah, tons. There's another one too, like the new one. What is it? Screen Picks or whatever. They play a ton of old movies.
Yeah, I haven't watched anything on that yet.
Well, that's the great thing about 80s movies is that you can watch them anytime. They hold up.
Most of them, yeah.
There's some technical things that aren't quite...
I was gonna say sci-fi and that kind of stuff. Like the graphics weren't nearly as good, but the storylines, were pretty.
Yeah, the storylines
pretty
were better
phenom
because it didn't rely on the graphics and all that stuff, and they had to be creative with what they had. Right? I mean, there's a lot more puppets and creation that way, more so than just computer graphics going on. Real explosions, real car chases, that kind of stuff. So, it really, I think when you look back at and rewatch that 80s movie versus say a 90s movie or even an early 2000s movie, I think you're going to enjoy it a little bit more instead of looking at it and going, oh boy, that monster doesn't look like that. Those graphics suck because they're obviously computer graphics.
Yeah, I think the big change to that was probably Avatar. I mean, I think that's really where computer graphics took it on a whole nother turn.
Sure, that's where, the evolution took a big step forward to where it could seamlessly integrate into the human CGI interface on the same screen, and you believe it, what you're seeing there. So, but up till then, you're like, oh, look, Bugs Bunny is talking to, the lead character there, and I can tell that he's not in the same room.
You know what kind of blows me away, though, is we were kind of talking about this earlier, that 80s and 90s had classic movies, whether they were action or sci-fi or comedies. 2000s, though, good God. They have way more technology, and the movies are shitty.
They're just garbage.
Well, especially the remakes, like you were saying earlier. I would say they came out with some decent stuff. There's some good historical timeline type movies, like the based on a true story. That's kind of where it's gone, right? Versus like the 80s and 90s, it was like, no, we don't want real life. We don't want to know anything about real life.
Right.
We want all fantasy and give us something different. The comedies are way different now too.
They're a lot different. I mean, even Dumb and Dumber was in the 90s, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you have ones like The Hangover. Hangover's pretty classic.
They're more one-offs. They weren't constant, like what you could get. Even the cheap ones, Ski School, dirt cheap movie,
Ski Patrol.
Yeah.
They're cheesy, but they're freaking hilarious. Even to this day, they're just stupid premise. Oh yeah, we're a bunch of cheap ski bums, kids. Yeah. We have this, and then the rich dickhead comes in. Daddy's going to buy the resort and turn it into a club, and you guys aren't invited. Well, we'll ski it off and save the resort. Like, how is that even feasible?
Right.
You didn't give a care. It was like, all right.
Is that a little Kermit the Frog right there? What was that?
Oh, sorry. I sat on my dick.
I was going to say, it sounded like it.
Keep that thing in check, though.
Well, even like the Happy
Your
Madison
rules about
movies.
wearing pants are restrictive, okay?
Right.
We're good.
The Happy Madison, the unsung hero of that whole production lineup of movies is you don't mess with the Zohan.
Oh, yeah.
Underrated
That
movie.
shit is
I love
underrated.
that
That
movie,
movie
man.
is one of the funniest.
I think
Adam
Sandler
Sandler
passed
movies.
that one by.
Oh,
They saw
man.
it, and they saw the commercial, because the commercials for it were kind of shitty,
Yeah, they didn't show a lot.
right? But that is a smart, funny movie.
It's hilarious.
Oh, yeah. That movie is epic, man. I'll watch that every time it comes on. But they took a weird turn, though, man. Like, Happy Madison movies kind of went downhill. And I think that for production, like, comedy-wise, they were probably the only one I can think of that really held their own as an entire production throughout the early 2000s, at least.
Yeah, Happy Madison and View Askew.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Seth Rogen movies.
Yeah, Seth Rogen, he did some damage in there.
Well, he stopped smoking pot, and everybody realized, how funny.
Yeah.
So his bank account go down, he's like, hey, hold on, I got to fix, guys. I got to fix.
Yeah, they legalized it everywhere.
Right?
Just pick up a
Yeah.
joint and
He's like,
smoke
oh,
it.
yeah, back in business.
You know what's funny as shit? I know you've seen it too, but I'm
Shit.
sure. Well, yeah.
Oh.
It's pretty funny, the shapes it makes. But Tacoma FD.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of the people out there listening have seen Tacoma FD or even know what it is. It's on True TV.
Yeah,
It's about
got
a
the Broken
fire.
Lizard guys.
Yeah. It's about a fire station here in beautiful Washington State in Tacoma. And the premise is basically what do firefighters have to do in the wettest city in America. And shenanigans ensue. But it's one of the funniest shows on TV.
And where does the cast come from?
They are Broken Lizards, so it's two of the creators of Super Troopers.
There you go.
Kevin Heffernan and Steve Lemmy. Both guys hilarious. They do a little Tacoma talk show afterwards.
Yep.
Also pretty funny.
But the Broken Lizard guys make cameos through that, through the show. I think, what's his name? Q from
Q from Impractical
Practical
Jokers. Been on there.
Jokers,
Yep.
Tenderloins fame. He was on there. So they have drop-in cameos all the time. And they're just
I think Joe might be on the next one.
Oh, really?
because he's going to be on Tacoma, so I'm thinking he might be on the episode.
Really? That'll be interesting.
Yeah, that should be good. They just found out too that they got picked up for season 3.
Oh,
Nice.
that's cool. Did you watch that new MacGyver with the tenderloins in it? All through the fucking dinner scene and shit. You know that there's a new MacGyver show
I do.
out, right? Most
Yes.
people don't know because it's great to see it come back. It's not good, but I watch every episode.
I was going to
for
say,
some
thank you
stupid
for
reason.
correcting yourself, man, because I don't think you can beat the original MacGyver,
You
bro.
can't. It's not good, but I watch every episode because it's MacGyver, right? So I'm an idiot. What are you? But so they got this one episode where the tenderloins just show up and they're all through the body of the scene. You're like, at first you're like, hey, that kind of looks like Sal, and you're like, okay. And I'm like, nah, it can't be. This is MacGyver. What the hell? Nope. Sure as shit. Sal, Joe, Q, Murr, all through the thing, and they're playing it straight as they possibly can, except Joe is just
Joe.
hilarious. So watch MacGyver just for nostalgia. Don't expect much out of it, but find that episode. But it was in this last season.
Yeah, I've never seen one episode.
But they just kind of showed up. They showed up. Those Tenderloin guys just pop up everywhere. I saw them on The Price is Right. Remember when I told you?
Oh yeah,
They're
yeah.
in the audience of The Price is
Right.
right behind the contestants. They're like giving prices and stuff, and there they are.
Really?
All 4 of them just sitting there, and it's like, honey, put down the coffee. Come here, look. And they're just looking straight into the camera every single time. They knew where the price guy was, or the contestant. He's going to give his price. And right when he came to him, they're like staring straight into the camera.
That is awesome.
It's like, what? Anyway. None of them got on stage, of course, but they were through the whole episode, and they were going nuts every time somebody won something. You could, because it was up, and the camera knew right where they were.
Right.
It's like, bam! He didn't call them out. Drew Carey didn't call them out or anything. He just let them sit there.
Nice.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Be a celebrity, just go around and show up in random places. Nobody's going to say anything.
Oh, I totally would.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I'd show up everywhere.
Yeah.
I'd be photo and video bombing everything I
Yeah.
could.
Like Tom Hanks was doing that for a while, right? He was like,
I'd podcast bomb. Hell, I'd go everywhere.
Photo bombing, wedding.
he was like,
Oh, yeah.
Pictures and
wedding
stuff.
crashing
Yeah.
and stuff. He was like,
But,
who's
well,
going to say no? You Tom
no
freaking
one's going to
Hanks.
say
Yeah, come
no.
on in.
You're famous.
Yeah.
They just want to hang out with you.
Come on in, Forrest.
Yeah, you know it was on TV today. 80s classic. Greatest American Hero.
Whoa.
The William Cat vehicle,
The
if you will.
William Cat vehicle.
Man, it's been a long time since I've heard that.
Say what you will about that show,
Oh, believe it.
but it does have one of the greatest theme songs of all time for a TV show.
Everybody knows the theme song. Nobody knows the TV show.
Right.
I do know the TV show. I used to watch that.
It was
Yeah.
a TV show, but
Right.
did you watch the whole TV show? Were you one of the few that actually sat down and watched it?
Yeah,
love
but I
that
was
shit.
like pretty young, so
Right.
I mean, I enjoyed it just for it was cool when you were a kid. It was either that or go watch like what is it my grandmother used to watch? I don't know, like
Porn?
what is that? The Ford Files or whatever? Like
Perry Mason.
might have
Crawford
been no,
Files?
like Crawford Files, yeah, like
Crawford Files.
Crawford.
or whatever,
Get right out of my
whatever
ass.
the hell it is.
It must be 100 meters big.
They say it's 100 feet big.
They say it's 100 feet big. If you guys
The
out there,
Rockford Files.
The Rockford Files. Thank you. Yes, the
The
Rockford
James
Files.
Gardner vehicle.
Crawford Files.
Hey, Crawford Files. Yeah. Watch the show.
Probably would have been
Car.
interesting.
Yeah, Greatest American Hero doesn't really hold up.
No shit.
No shit, doesn't really hold up.
I can't imagine it would
That is
now.
hard to believe.
No.
Hey, there's a lot of 80s TV shows out there that still hold up today. Golden Girls, still hilarious. Roseanne, still hilarious.
Yeah, all
And
right.
I know
I'll give you
because
that.
the shit's on every single weekend. And
Oh,
we
yeah.
watch it every weekend.
In your house.
Yeah.
Like, yep.
It's my wife's 2 favorite shows, so. And they're hilarious.
Well, and you
so
had
I
like
don't
what
mind it.
Three's Company and Mork and Mindy.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
some.
Three's Company still holds up.
Yeah.
It's your
Even
move.
though, yeah.
It's your move.
Okay,
Really?
not all of us
You
are
don't-
as old as you
Yeah.
there.
We're talking 80s, though. You all were alive and breathing in the 80s.
I love the 80s. I thought I knew just about everything to know, but
Are you
I don't know what that is.
shitting me?
I shit you not.
I believe you are shitting in my pocket and giving it a little pat-pat. It's your move. Jason Bateman's first role when he's like 12 years old. You know who Jason Bateman is, I'm assuming.
I do, but I
Yeah.
was first introduced to Jason Bateman in the Hogan Family.
The Hogan family.
Valerie Bertinelli.
Valerie Bertinelli, right?
Yep.
This one, he was part of an ensemble there where Valerie was carrying that show. It's Your Move starred, I don't even know who the two adults were in the thing, but Jason was the focal point there. And his mom was divorced and her new boyfriend, guy, moving in kind of thing. But he was like the smart alecky kid trying to adjust to life and all that good old 80s angst, if you will. As much as the angst as there was, because, so that angst was small and short-lived.
I guess it does hold up. So, Google users, so you know this is new,
Yeah.
90% liked that TV show.
90%.
The It's Your
Oh.
Move.
Wow.
The first
Good
episode
job.
date, man, it was only a year long.
Yeah, it
It didn't last for nothing. TV.com gives it a 9.1 out of 10.
There you go.
IMDb gives it an 8.1 out of 10. So let's see who else we had.
Marks.
Julie Burton was in it. Oh, wait, nope. Trisha Cast was in it. David Garrison was in it. Karen Kay. Ooh, she's a
A bunch of
hottie.
people nobody fucking knows.
Right. This is
Yeah.
my point.
That I was just giving you
They were-
the adults
oh,
and the some of the other kids, because there was like 3 other kids in that
Oh,
family.
No, Garrett Morris was in it. He was the neighbor
Garrett
guy.
Morris.
Oh, yeah, Garrett Morris. Yeah,
That's
everybody
an
knows
old
him.
name.
Adam Sadowski and Ernie Sabella. So there you go. There's
Right.
your cast.
What was your favorite show
In the 80s?
in the 80s? Well, growing up, so I guess for you it'd be the 70s.
Yeah, he sucked my butt.
Maybe even the 60s.
Late 60s.
Both of you guys.
Let's
Right.
be fair.
Just tag team you right now. You in the front, you in the back.
Chinese finger cuffs.
Growing up, my favorite show, I mean, it's probably MacGyver, to tell you the truth. I was stuck on that, but that
I
came
can see
on
that.
a little bit later on.
I can see that.
Yeah, I was a big fan of the A-Team. But
I love the 18.
there was few shows that my dad and I connected on, because you always have your dad who bogarts the TV.
Oh, yeah.
With the,
Speak for yourself,
yeah.
bro.
with the court, yeah. Somebody doesn't have it.
Oh, Jesus.
Anyway,
Oh, God.
so
Wow.
you're sitting there with the corded controller.
Your family's poor.
Oh, no.
and he has total control. So you're watching like
Yeah,
MASH reruns
Oh, yeah.
or Marcus Welby reruns or some shit But the one show that was on and was new every week, my dad let me stay up late on Thursday nights just to watch it with him, was
Hunter.
Remember that? Stephanie Powers, Fred Dreyer.
Yeah, I remember that.
Wow.
He let me stay up extra late on that night specifically so we could watch Hunter together.
Wow.
So that's probably the winner there.
Yeah. What about you, Chris?
I'm trying to find the name of it. I can't remember the name of this damn show for the life of me, but I loved it when I was a kid. So
I'm sure we can.
no,
What'd you
It-
say?
Manimal.
it was
Remember that?
it was like
It
a
was horrible.
Vietnam War action show that came on either before or after the show China Beach, because my mom loved that show, and this other one was on.
China Beach was solid.
Yeah, China Beach was cool, but this one was better. Like for me, I loved it way better. But I can't remember the name of it, and I can envision the lead actor, but I can't remember his name.
Vietnam War, huh?
Yeah,
In the 80s.
yeah, it is probably late '80s. It might even rolled early '90s.
Really?
Yeah,
Shit.
You know what was a good show? Tell me if this is it. Was it Call of Duty? Not the video game. There was a show.
yeah, that might have been
Call
it.
of Duty. Showed
Let me look it up.
Yeah, it starred a famous B actor, if I'm not mistaken, that everybody recognizes. Nobody knows his fucking name.
Right.
That show was solid, but I don't think it lasted too many seasons. But I think it was mostly forgotten because of the popularity of
No, Tour of Duty.
Tour of Duty.
Tour of Duty.
I was close.
That was my show,
Call
man.
of Duty.
Yeah.
Get out of my ass.
Yeah, it only had 3 seasons,
Right.
and it started in 1987.
Closer than you, fucker.
And you know what's funny, man, is IMDb gave it a higher grade. It gave him an 8.3. TV.com went lower with an 8.3. But Google users, 95% of the Google users love this show, man.
Solid show.
Yeah, and it went from 87 to 90. I loved that show, man. That was my...
What was the guy's name that was a star of that thing?
Oh, man, where's that IMDb, the cast?
He's fingering his phone right
Get
now.
that thumb working, bro.
Yeah, man. It doesn't work quite well with the cigar in the hand. I think it was Terrence Knox. I'm pretty sure that was him. Yeah, B-rated actor.
Yep, Terrence Knox.
Yeah,
Told you nobody knew who the
dude,
hell
but
he
he
was.
played
Him
such a
and
good
Tony
role.
Becker. Him and Tony Becker were both in a ton of 80s action movies.
Yes.
Everybody knew their faces. Nobody knew who the hell they were. But, yeah, that's a solid show. Nobody famous. So, Kim Delaney.
Kim Delaney.
Remember her? Of NYPD Blue fame and
Yes.
uglier sister than...
Yeah, I was gonna say. I watched some other shows, but man, that show
China
always.
Beach, by the way.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
China Beach was solid.
Wasn't there any-
Deb Delaney? I know who you're talking about.
They're sisters, right?
She was in Exit to Eden, I
Right.
think. Yeah.
And one's kind of cute / hot, and the other's an alcoholic.
So it's almost like me and you.
Right. We'll let you guys choose.
Beauty and the Beast.
Oh shit! And of course, leave it to
Got that one nailed.
leave it to the military guy to like the military movies when he was a kid.
Oh, that was a solid show. I did like that.
Sounds like
show.
Destiny to me, right?
Yeah, it kind of was. I wanted to be a soldier from when I was young.
Playing army in somebody else's yard, shooting.
Okay, so what was yours?
See, it's funny. You guys go with like action, and you kind of go with kind of action-ish
Yeah.
with MacGyver.
Yeah.
I think Alf was probably my favorite show in the 80s.
Really?
I fucking loved Alf.
Wasn't that Bob Euchre in that one? Or am I thinking
No,
of the other
Bob Euchre was in Mr. Belvedere.
one? Belvedere, that one.
Yeah.
Who's the dad
I did
in
enjoy
Alf?
that.
Oh, shit. Max something I think was his real name. But I don't think I knew him from anything else,
That's an
so
underrated show.
that wasn't. Dude, that shit was like always trying to eat the cat.
Yeah. Yeah, the Puppet Spaceman was just a vehicle for, like, some pretty adult jokes.
Max Wright.
Max Wright, yeah. What
There
was
you
his
go.
character's name?
There you go.
Willie Tanner.
Willie Tanner.
Yeah.
Right.
Max Wright showed up in a lot of 80s stuff, though. He was the Poindexter kind of dad figure. Always wore those circle glasses, right? And he'd just show up, and you saw him in everything. He was a straight man, set up usually the teenagers for the punchline,
Right.
And just played it off perfect. Those kind of actors are gold. You just don't see those guys
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, I was also a big fan of Different Strokes. Did you talk about it with us?
Yes.
Different Strokes was a good show. Fuck,
Yes.
dude,
That was
all those
that was
80s
amazing.
Shows, man.
But there was a ton, though.
Rooster,
Because like you look at like
Facts of Life.
you didn't just have those sitcom shows, right? Because those were like really true sitcoms. But then you had like Knight Rider, and you had the one though. What is that with the helicopter that was kind of like Knight Rider?
Airwolf.
Airwolf.
Jan Michael Vincent,
Yeah.
motherfucker. Yeah.
Wolf was good.
There's
There's another helicopter one too, wasn't there?
He's the Jean-Claude Van Damme before Jean-Claude Van Damme.
it's true.
Was there a Apache? Was that a show? Another helicopter show?
No.
No, I know that's the name of it.
You had the Dukes of
Helicopter.
Hazzard,
Duke said, well, that was yeah,
early
late
80s,
70s.
or late 70s
there
and
was-
early 80s.
All right, here you go. We're digging way back into the garbage pail here. There was a detective show called Riptide.
Riptide.
Hilarious.
I remember the
Goofy kind
name.
of tag
I remember the
team,
name.
Two detectives, and then they had a girl that was their like sidekick,
Yeah.
and they had the helicopter that nobody could identify because it was actually a Russian helicopter that nobody had seen in the 80s. And they called it the Screamin' Mimi.
Oh,
Face painted on
Right.
and stuff, but it was
Right.
kind of like the focal point of the thing because one of the detectives was the helicopter pilot, and even though they worked in a city, they used the helicopters to get around. And this thing's freaking huge. It's like a transport, right? Good show.
I don't know.
Probably
Like I know
not
the
what you're thinking.
I know the name,
Are you
but I
thinking
don't
of
really.
the movie?
I thought there was another helicopter show
There was
besides
Because you had-
Airwolf.
because you had the movie that was kind of the takeoff of Airwolf
Right.
at the
Oh.
time because that was real big.
Yeah.
I think you were thinking of Blue Thunder.
Maybe.
But
Yeah.
that was the movie, right?
No, that was a TV show. It had one season. So Riptide had 3 seasons.
Right.
Airwolf had 4. Blue Thunder only had 1. But I'm pretty sure that's the one he's thinking of. It had the dude. It looks like the dude from Highlander. I don't remember. Looks like the same guy though.
Yeah, Blue Thunder.
Blue Thunder?
Yep.
That was you?
Yep.
Didn't Highlander have a TV show? That might have been in the 90s.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was 90s.
It was 90s.
Yeah, I was gonna say I love that show too.
It was
But
90s on the B networks before there was like
yes.
UPN or I don't know.
Yeah.
But it came on like your regular network when the network wasn't broadcasting, right?
Yeah.
So you had your local affiliates, your KCPQ, which is Channel 13, which is now Fox.
Right.
But then when they weren't before Fox, right, they weren't anything but local, and they would show stuff like this.
Oh yeah.
And Highlander.
Yeah, Highlander was good. And they had movies too.
The star of that thing was-
Yeah, I love the movies too. I like the whole
I actually
Highlander
liked
thing.
it before the networks took over the whole thing because you're not going to believe who was all in that. Your Blue Thunder cast.
Dana Carvey, Bubba Smith.
I do not
Dick
remember
Butkus?
Dana Carvey in that.
Um,
Holy cow.
Yeah, I remember it having a pretty decent cast.
Isn't
But your local affiliates would have like these broadcasters, right? And there were just local dudes in the local studio, which is probably like the supply closet that they cleaned out, and then they'd post like old movies and try and get you geared up to watch and stuff like that. It was very PBS-ish, where they're just trying to fill time and get their legs and survive. And knowing that the big networks were coming, they were on the horizon, they could see them. These are the cheesiest dudes. I remember sitting there in the 80s, and they were playing Creature from the Black Lagoon in 3D
Nice.
on PTSW, Channel 11, which is
Oh.
still a shitty little
Right,
network
right.
here in Seattle. And I think they're the UPN affiliate or something now. But they were sitting in there, and there was this huge hype. And then you could go to Safeway, and if you when you went through the checkout line at Safeway, you could get your special KSTW 3D glasses just for this thing. They hyped it up for like 2 weeks, and so I was like so excited to get my goddamn 3D glasses and everything. And we're gonna watch Creature from the Black Lagoon, and Mom's gonna let us stay up late because they showed it at 10 because it was a scary movie, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
And we stayed up late and we watched it, and it started, and I put my glasses on, and it was like, oh, shit. I can fucking see the seams in the guy's goddamn costume. And then, I mean, the 3D was kind of cool, so we were like that, and we were late, so it was like, and I wasn't going to let Mom in on the fact that I knew that this was a pile of garbage I'm watching because I'm staying up late, right? And she's watching it with us. She's excited because it's from her era, it's like black
Oh,
and
yeah.
white, but it was a scary movie, right? I'm sitting there going, son of a bitch. What the? They hype this shit, and then they come on the commercials and like, how are you watching it, guys? Take you off your glasses, rest your eyes, and they're like totally, just
losing their shit?
losing their shit
Oh,
with
yeah.
the whole thing, and hyping this movie up, and I'm like, God, you sons of bitches, you suck me in.
Get out of my ass.
Right.
At least you can just appreciate the popcorn and staying up late.
Right, exactly. And it was, I can look back now and appreciate what they were trying to do because they were just dragging that network by the skin of its teeth through the mud to kind of make it work.
Right.
Stuff. Now they're solid, but they don't work. But you think about it, and you're like, I stayed up late for this shit. I mean, I like staying up late, but kind of want to go to bed now.
Yeah.
I kind of want to put these stupid glasses down. It's just cardboard and red and blue.
I'm not even going to have nightmares.
Right.
Yeah.
This isn't scary.
All it's going to do is make me pee the bed.
Right.
Yeah, I was always into the comedies. I didn't watch a ton of like adventure ones, I mean, I watched, Magnum PI and
That's a great one.
yeah,
Miami Vice.
Miami Vice, the
Little yawn hammer there for you.
Yeah.
I scattered a little
That's
yawn
right.
hammer, if
Right.
you will.
Grow
Right.
some Don Johnson.
There's a sentence you'll never hear before. Hey, you ever scat yawn hammer? Did it the other night. It was fantastic.
the Fantasy Island.
The plane, boss, the plane.
plane.
Sexy, you're a Cardo Montalban.
Oh, Telly Savalas.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
There's your sexy Spanish man.
I'm the creepiest man you will ever meet. Come sleep in my bungalow with my midgets.
Yeah. What was that little guy's name?
Tattoo.
Tattoo.
Yeah, Tattoo.
Yeah. Tattoo.
His real name is like Harvey.
Really?
Dude ended up killing himself.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Not that long ago either.
Most famous little person in history and augured in.
Wow.
Wait, I think it. Wait, no, he did do that back then, didn't he?
Yeah, he did it in early 90s.
Yeah, the early
say.
90s, yeah.
Maybe late 80s. I can look it up. But yeah, that guy, he was in a James Bond movie too, Man with Golden Gun. He got that gig before he got Fantasy Island.
Man with the Golden Gun. Is that 70s? Yeah.
That was, I think that was 60s, dude.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh. I didn't really watch Bond movies, back in the day. I think the first one I watched was probably GoldenEye, maybe.
Oh, Pierce Brosnan?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So you hopped on the James Bond train about 30 years
Yeah.
after it started.
Yeah.
Oh, way to catch up.
So
Yeah.
it was 1993. That's right, and I totally forgot. He left a suicide note because he was so small. He had oversized organs, though, so he dealt with chronic pain.
Right.
He just got tired of the pain, man. Nothing could help it anymore.
Yeah.
So,
His name Harvey something?
Hervé Villechis? I don't.
Oh, you were close there, you uncultured bastard.
Yeah, I'm murdering his
Harvey.
name.
Got closer than you did.
I'm destroying his name anyway, man. I'm not doing it any justice.
Well, rest in peace, Tattoo.
Yeah, rest in peace, Tattoo.
But that was like really land breaking, really, for a little person to be like a
Prominent
co-star.
figure, yeah.
Because it was just those two, and then you had the Love Boat revolving door, if you will, of your weekly stars, that were on everything.
Right.
That used to be in something.
Yeah,
Like
he did.
everybody who used to be on Trapper John. Well, you can stay employed by going on Love Boat, Fantasy Island.
Right.
He did kind of lead the way. I mean, at least for TV shows.
Love Boat. You ever watched that show? Remember that show?
I 100% said Love Boat before I
Yeah.
said Fantasy Island.
Yes, he did.
So I was stuck on Harvey.
But I said it before.
You know what
Anyway,
stuck
yeah,
him on
Love Boat
Harvey,
was
right?
good. Huh?
You know what stuck him on Harvey, right? His Velcro body hair.
Give me a little person. That's a weekend, right? They try
hair.
to get away and they can't. It's like they run and snap back in.
Solid hair
So
from your
awesome.
toes to your nose.
With a ZZ beard.
Yeah.
Creep.
George the Animal Steel over here.
I swear, the Merlin thing.
You're just trying to get me
The
to
beard
chew your
fits.
turnbuckle, if you know what I mean.
So a little background on the Merlin story. So the great Dave Attell was doing some shows at the Tacoma Comedy Club that we went to.
May you rest in peace. What? Not dead?
He's not dead yet.
Son of a bitch. All right.
Somehow he is not dead yet. That'd be a huge loss to this world when he goes. But the way the comedy club is set up is you got tables on the floor in front of the stage, and then to the right of the stage there's a little tiny balcony. It's like 2 steps up. But we were sitting front row against the railing of the balcony, and he started talking about the beards up here in Washington. Matt's lost. And
Don't worry about me.
here,
Just
fuck.
climb this ladder.
Here.
You got
Beer
you go.
me.
nowhere.
Oh, you better split that in half, bro.
In thirds, thank you very much. And Dave was talking about the beards here in Washington because, we got a lot of them. And he sees Matt's, and Matt's is pretty long. It almost touches his pee-pee. But once Dave saw that beard, he started calling him Merlin, and he referred back to him a few times throughout the show. So,
He made fun of me mercilessly.
yeah, ever since then, Matt's been affectionately known as Merlin.
And hence the beginning of Merlin.
Yeah, he called me Merlin all freaking night. And once David Tell brands you, well, you're scarred for life.
Yeah.
If any
you
of us
go.
could have the honor to be
There you
branded
go.
by one of our favorite comedians, that would be just epic. So the fact that one of us has a nickname for one of them is...
Remember when I almost knocked him over in Bellevue?
Oh, yeah, but Parlor Live?
Yeah, when we went to the Parlor Live, we saw David Tell. Everybody's getting trashed, including Dave.
Dude, Dave was hammered.
hammered. And so
he could barely take pictures.
Yeah,
Love you, Dave.
We waited for the crowd to kind of die out, but they don't tell you where the exit is of this fucking place. It's this huge hall. It's got one entrance, one exit. The entrance you kind of find just by following the line when you go in, which is out and around the corner and through this hallway, and then you filter in. When they leave, they're like, all right, get the fuck out. Where is out? Where is I guess I'm going backwards because I'm not going towards the stage. Where is out? So we're stumbling around. Everybody's kind of going out. I'm looking backwards to make sure we got the girls and everybody coming with us, coming through. And I turn around and I slam right into Dave Attell. He appeared out of nowhere. I expected him to have like a pot of gold in his Lucky Charms because he just, bing, there he is, into the rainbow. And so we kind of catch each other. Now I'm hugging Dave Attell, like nose to nose.
So nicknamed and hugged.
Yeah. And everything. He's like, hi, how's it going? And I'm like, you're Dave Attell. And he goes, yeah. You want a picture or something?
Yeah, that's right. He did ask that. Do you want a picture?
And I was like, shouldn't you be over there? Because they had the picture booths like set up where people were supposed to be lined up, and this was before everybody was lined. There was a line around the corner, but he wasn't standing there because he was so wasted he didn't know where to stand.
Yeah,
he was over with me. He goes, "You want a picture or something?" So we got our picture taken. We effectively cut like 200 people in line.
Right,
that's awesome.
Intimate picture with Dave Attell, and we're all wearing the same goddamn hat. You remember that picture?
Yep.
We're all wearing the same hat, so we look like three dysfunctional brothers that found each other at the mission.
We look like we have a
just
shitty...
stumbling through the door.
Look like we have a shitty folk band.
Right.
Little 3-piece folk band.
Dipshit and Sons.
Yeah, that was funny because he didn't give a shit to go over to where everybody was at. He
was
just,
in no hurry
just hung
over
out
there.
with
He
us and...
more willing to sit at that table and just hang with us.
Yeah.
Shoot, I'm sure if you would have bought him a beverage, you would have just stayed there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I almost knocked him flat on his ass. And then I got a lovely, lovely embrace.
If only that would have happened after Tacoma.
Oh, yeah.
Dave, it's me.
It's me.
It's Merlin.
Oh, that would have been epic,
that's happening
man.
next time.
Yeah.
I guarantee you probably would have thought back and been like, oh, snap.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't nearly as hammered in Tacoma.
No, but one of the greatest comedians of all time. And your modern comedians now will also reference him as an inspiration.
One of the greatest.
Yeah.
Him and Chappelle get the most kudos that I've heard. I listen to a lot of comedians, a lot of podcasts and shit like that, and they all talk about Chappelle and Attell.
I don't have a Chappelle story, sorry.
I don't either. I'd fucking love to, though.
Yeah, I just wish I could see him live. Like, I've never even seen him.
Yeah, well, we could have saw him 2 years ago, I think. But he happened to be in town with Joe Rogan. Him and Rogan were doing the Dome.
That would have been epic.
Tacoma Dome, but I was in St. Louis.
That's right.
That's why.
Yep.
And I think I was on duty.
Inbred goddamn
Probably were.
family.
Yeah.
Freaking Lewis.
I always miss out on the good shit.
It's funny, though, that when we were in St. Louis, because we went over to Nashville for a couple days, and Dave Attell was playing, what's that comedy club in Nashville? Can't remember what it was called, but he was there a couple days after we left.
Silly spurt.
And, I can't, Zanies, I think, might be what it's called.
Nanny?
The Hoot Nanny. I think it was Zanies. Sounds familiar.
The rolling. I don't know. I've never been to Nashville. I'm just making up names.
Yeah, but we just missed them. That would have been fun, though. Yeah, that was good times. Old Dave Attell.
So that's how I got my nickname. Dave Attell branded me, and because he's so great, it's just kind of stuck everywhere.
Yeah. It's even on your shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zanies.
Zanies, yeah.
Zanies in Nashville?
Yeah.
That's popular.
That's one of them.
Club.
So you have Zanies, Third Coast, but it's probably Zanies.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds about right.
David was knocked over. One of the legends. Favorite comedians. I have a history of doing that, though. I almost knocked over Stephen Lynch. Almost knocked over Stephen Lynch.
Yeah,
Remember
that was at with the Showbox?
At Showbox at the market.
Yep.
Because there's 2 Showbox in Seattle. There's the Soto, which is a barn.
Right down by the stadiums.
Yeah. And then there's the market, which is up by Pike's Place Market. Just down from the old Lusty Lady. And remember they made the mistake of having like $2 tall boys that night.
Yep.
Remember?
Yep.
We're sitting at that table in pole position watching Stephen Lynch. And this is at the beginning of Stephen Lynch's fame. And
At the pole position?
Up front. Up front.
And
Up
so-
front?
Different than
The
your
pole
pole position there, buddy.
I know. Sorry.
So I'm slamming back Tall Boys, singing along to dirty little folk tunes and shit. And so he has a meet and greet right up front. And so we all get in line. Of course, we're in last in line because we got to wake somebody up from the table because they passed out. And so we're sitting there, and I'm stumbling along in line, and I'm talking to my wife about something. My wife. And
Stole that from Doug Benson.
so it was my turn, and I didn't know it because I'm looking back in line, and she's like, "It's your turn," and she shoves me, and the floor is ever so sloped, just enough,
Just a little bit, yeah.
yeah, to make me stumble. And so now I'm drunk, I'm stumbling with a good shove,
Once that beard gets moving, it's hard to stop it.
and I turn around and land right smack dab into Stephen Lynch's arms. Another embrace with another classic comedian, and we almost topple over, but we don't. I think the bouncer caught both of us, and everything. And I was so surprised. He's like, "Are you all right, man?" I'm like, "I am great. You're awesome." She pushed me.
Can I suck your dick?
I'm drunk. I'm gonna go pee.
I got cheeseburgers, man.
He just had this look on his face, like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then I just left. I had nothing because I was so caught off guard. I had like this thing in my head I was going to say and get a picture and everything. I didn't even get a picture. I was just like, fuck, out of there.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you almost got your ass kicked by the Iceman, too. Old Chuck Liddell.
And that has the wife in the story, too.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, Chuck Liddell chased me through a casino, the Luxor, when he was fighting Tito Ortiz the first time. And they were doing that promo in the lobby, and it was during the daytime. We're wandering through, just kind of checking out we were staying at the Luxor, and so we hadn't really played yet. So we're looking around, seeing where the play games were, and I saw they had all the banners and the table set up in the early days of the UFC, and they were going to have like them both at the tables in kind of like a whole face-off, meet and greet, sign thing, whatever. And so we come around the bank of slot machines, and of course their names are on all the playing tables. You know how they superimpose them on the tables and everything. So Steph knew who he was because she'd been playing. She's like, and I was like, "That's Chuck Liddell. That's the guy that we've been talking about. He's going to fight tomorrow," and all this stuff. We were pretty close. We were like 30 feet, maybe, from me to Chuck and everybody else up there. And she looks at him and she goes, "He's so small. I thought he would be bigger." He heard her say that and for some reason thought that was me that said that and looks right at me. Gives me the fucking death stare.
Because you look like you've got a girl's voice.
I was going to say, you look kind of girly.
And so he looks at me like I just called him small and starts walking towards me like he's going to kick my ass because he's unhinged on a good day, right? Starts looking at me, and I flipped her around, and we backtrack. I'm like, "Move. We're going. Is he still here? He's going to..." And he, like, trailed me through the first bank of slot machines, and we did a couple of S-turns through the casino just to lose him, and then his handlers got a hold of him and put him back. I'm like, "You realize you almost got Chuck Liddell to kick my ass in the middle of this fucking casino. I would be dead right now." I'm like, "Do not call Chuck Liddell small." Oh, she's a source of endless peril.
Well, she does have some good stuff, too. Like, didn't she get a drink bought for her by the lead singer of Flogging Molly?
I've got endless stories with this man.
I know. Hold on.
Yeah.
You know I love you. You're my brother. That would be a great story if you got your ass kicked by Chuck Liddell.
Oh, hell yeah.
I would be jealous that you got your ass kicked by Chuck Liddell.
I would be happy now. I just didn't want to go through what I'd have to go through in order to get that story. You know how you get the
Hey,
story?
you don't want to spend your Vegas trip in the hospital?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, my whole life, the rest of my life, pissing out into a bag.
It's only one night.
Can't
And then you
spell
can
my
just,
name.
Right.
you can just get out and then go
Just
get
randomly
drunk.
shit your pants.
Yeah,
Man, that would suck.
can't think straight. I got to write my name in spit because I can't hold a pencil.
Yeah. Dude, that would have been great.
I am a fan of applesauce, but I don't want it every meal
Right.
for the rest of my life. Because I met Chuck Liddell once on a bad day.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Well,
honey.
we can save those other
Thank you,
stories for
Anyway, more to
for
come
another
on
time.
the perils of my life so far.
So true. Are we looking at wrapping up?
Yep, it's about time to close it out.
All right.
This was fun, boys.
So, episode 1 in the books. I promise
Yes.
we'll get better. I promise we'll drink more beer.
Yes.
Yeah,
we could
we'll
introduce
look
more.
forward to any feedback that anybody's got.
We're on the Instagrams and the tweeters.
We are on the Instagram and the tweeters.
And on Facebook.
And Facebook as well. The our Instagram is Beers on Me, one word.
Are we on Friendster yet?
No. Beers on Me _podcast.
Such a lonely place. Friendster account.
Well, I mean, we could start one if you really want, I suppose. But and then on the old Twitters, you can just search Beers on Me podcast.
Beers on Me podcast.
Facebook would be the same. Beers on Me podcast.
Yep.
Right.
So just look for the Beers on Me podcast. We should have this streaming at least on Buzzsprout, maybe a couple other places. So we'll try to get it out to you as much as we can.
Send us your suggestions for beers, things you want us to try, things you want us to review. We'll drink them. We'll tell you how they hold up. We'll give you an honest opinion of them. Tonight we kind of went with a softball here, the Immortal IPA. It's solid beer, so you should know it. If you don't, go find it.
Yes.
And drink it.
And if you don't know Elysian, go find Elysian.
Find Elysian. But that was an easy one to review. Give us some interesting stuff, and then we'll get creative. I'll give you a real good in-depth review on those things. Even stuff you heard of that you hadn't drank yet, but you're like, I don't want to. No, let these fuckers.
Yeah,
drink
if
it
it's
out.
too risky for you, send it to us. We'll
Right.
drink anything.
Yeah, anybody wants to send us some beers, we'll definitely take it. Just hit us up on one of the old grams or the twits, and we'll we'll get some information from you, and we'll try it out.
All right, until next time. Who's got the next one?
I believe next time the beers will be on me.
So, Beers on Shin.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Good night.
See you next time.
All you geese of beer.